All right, this is Sarah Viscarando and Stephen Scholom. Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Yes, of Stephen Scholom Music. Stephen's a music vendor, and he teaches at preschools. And what other venues do you teach at?
I teach for Music Together, and that program is offered in activity centers and community centers throughout the area.
So then you're specifically attached to Music Together.
Absolutely.
How does Music Together work?
It is the type of course where you train for 3 weeks first, kind of on your own. Then you go to a 3-day training that is a crash course. Then you somewhat shadow, which means that you partially teach for, in my case, it was 6 months together with a co-teacher. And then as you start learning how to take over the class, your last few classes are taught just you on your own, and then you become a Music Together teacher, and you can be an instructor for that program forever and ever.
Is it like a certification?
It's a certification. Yes, it is.
And is the idea behind the certification that you're also getting, besides music, also something about early childhood?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, we learn exactly how kids think and process music. It is all within the music realm, but it's also within interaction. How do kids view things, build things, interact with, objects and other people? How do they share, trade, hide, feel textures, make sense of sound in their space, and then work in music as they learn about life in general and as they structure their own capacity for learning.
That's awesome. So how did you decide to go towards Music Together? Is it fun?
No, not even. I grew up I studied biology in college. When I was 26, I had my first child. And when I was 27, I got a really bad bout of cancer.
Wow.
And it changed my outlook on life completely.
Of course.
And once I was done with chemotherapy and fully cured, thank God, and thank the doctors and everyone involved in my process, I was a piano player pretty much at that point at Stanford hospitals and clinics, because every time I had an appointment, I would relax with music. And I realized the power of music, and I thought, holy cow, what if I could be like a musician? And on my last day going to Stanford, before getting like the 3 monthly checkups, but this was like, on a every week basis, they said, we're really gonna miss you. And then somebody said, we'll offer you a job as a piano player. And I kid you not, I was going to a little kids Music Together class in the same period of time, and 2 weeks later they said, we'll offer you a job as a little kids music teacher. And I thought, wow, what if I could do what I love rather than constantly working with a pipette and a spectrophotometer to discover what kind of alleles and genes might be in some sort of plant epithelial mass, and then trying to coax that into doing something. No, I definitely love music. I'm a music teacher. I've worked at YMCA, and I remember always doing kind of a music program with them. I'd set up drum circles with imaginary things like balls and boxes and rings and sticks that I could find. So really, everywhere I went, I always made music, and I always thought of it as my passion. I played piano starting at age 4, just because it made sense. Yeah, and I don't have a good explanation for that one, but definitely I love music.
That's
A lot,
inspiring.
a whole lot. And my son was in the class, and he really liked the music. And then the teacher that was teaching that class suddenly said, hey, can I feature you in music class? And I thought, yes, that'd be
What does that mean?
I'd be honored to be featured. And she said, you can do one song, and you said you play piano. Do you want to play a piano song for the group for the lullaby? And I did. I riffed it up. I played a ton of extra chords, and everyone clapped like crazy. And I thought, wow, it's also a boost to my self-esteem. And the rest is kind of history. I said, yes, I'd love to take over your classes. I would love to teach music, and I have no idea where that will take me trajectory-wise, because I was supposed to land a $120,000 a year job in a biotech industry doing something basic under watch of someone else, where they tell me exactly what to do and collect data. And instead it was like, we're going to give you a bunch of songs, and then you'll develop curriculum out of them. Yeah. What? It made sense after 6 months of interning.
So then you just described something I thought that you were going to tell us, that Music Together was a curriculum.
Yeah. In a way it is, because they present you with 25 to 30 songs per session. And that gets you involved with music. By the way, if anyone out there doubts that you know a lot of kids' music, you know at least 15 songs. And 15 songs, that's almost an hour's worth of music. You can stretch a song out by repeating it with, let's say you have sticks, clicking, tapping, zipping, buzzing like a bee. So there are all these different approaches to, I don't need to teach everybody how to do this right away, but there are a lot of approaches of how to use an instrument. So any single song, you can teach a child within a few seconds, and then after 3 minutes of teaching them a song, you see the results, which is also super nice about music. It's something that keeps me going in life, that I get results right away.
I was told by a teacher that I still see on the regular that preschool teaching is the most rewarding job.
It's so rewarding.
It's because part of it is
Oh
the
my
feedback
gosh.
loop is so fast.
It's so fast.
Yeah.
Every day you see success. Every day you see smiles. Every day you get happy kids. I absolutely love it. I adore them.
So what kind of venues have worked for you and have not worked for you?
Just started teaching in a retirement home. I sit in a circle with little kids in the middle, parents around the outside, people over 70 around that.
That is
And
really neat.
it is the best setting I've ever worked in. Yeah,
I've
so
never heard of a retirement home
that is
music class for
a
children.
generational music class of like nothing else in the world I've ever.
Okay,
I've
now
ever
who came
done.
up with this? Because that's ingenious.
Yeah. In this case, it was somebody who said, "Wow, you're so goofy sometimes when you play one of those kids songs. Do you also teach kids?" And I said, "Yes, that's my main job." And they said, "Wow, well, we would really like to have you teach the little kids music class in here." And the guy was going off an idea that he saw on YouTube somewhere. And I said, "Sure, I'm willing to give it a try. I think that it should work unless the kids are scared of the older adults." And it turns out they love them. And vice versa. Yeah,
That's
so
so
everyone gets
sweet.
along. That, I want to say, that's almost the best situation I've ever worked in. And what doesn't work? A driveway that's at this angle, in the rain, next to a busy road, while using a parachute with balls on top that fly off and roll into the busy road and the kids chase them down to go get them. That's the worst case scenario, and that's for a birthday party. So I also do birthday parties, which are fabulous. Stephen Scholom, insert advertisement, blah, blah, blah.
I will.
No, it's
I'll
fine.
I'll put your content in the comment, or your information in the comments,
Okay,
of course.
good.
Of course. Okay, what are your growth goals for your business growth goals?
Growth goals are to develop a website where people can actually sign up and click, where they can read my bio and see a few videos of things that I've done in the past. That's one growth goal. And then to reach audiences that are from Millbrae on down to Redwood City and beyond, since right now I'm in Los Altos, where people can kind of discover me through social connections like mothers and parents groups, and through community centers, that people just say, "Oh yeah, Teacher Steven, he's the guy for birthday parties," or "Teacher Steven, he could probably do a class for you at a daycare for the next 6 weeks if you're looking for somebody temporary." And that's really where I'm at. Yeah, just add a few more classes and get a little bit more name recognition out there. Generally.
Fantastic. This was great. This is Stephen Scholom, music teacher, and this is probably not the only time that I'll speak to him. I get to see him more or less weekly, so he may come back if that's okay.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
You
All right,
hesitated.
everyone, have an awesome day.
Thank you so much.